Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. Hello. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I always try out different openings. I try to say things different ways to kind of mix it up and keep it crazy where you just never know what you're going to get. Because, I like to keep things crazy and wild around here. That's the first thing you think of when you think of my podcast, right? Crazy and wild. Just out there causing a ruckus. No, probably not. What is the first thing that comes to mind? I want to know. I want to hear from you. I want to know what the heck you guys are thinking. And you can do that by emailing me at ramblingsofaninSomniac49, that's 49, at gmail.com. Ramblings with an S, ramblings of an insomniac 49 at gmail.com. You can tell me what you think. You can tell me if you hate me, love me, what I could improve upon. Again, I don't need mean. You can be honest. You can be direct, but we don't need to be cruel. Sorry, I burnt my finger real bad. I was lighting an incense. It's a whole thing, but somehow I burnt my finger so mother forking bad. Ugh. Anyway, so what has been rattling around in this pea brain of mine? My parents. I miss my parents. I miss my dog. I miss relationships with people that I had that are either gone because they've passed away or because maybe I've moved and one or both of us have, just done a poor job at keeping in contact. I suck at it. I'm really bad. I can text like crazy. Back in the day before cell phones were invented, I honestly loved to handwrite letters and put stamps on them, put them in an envelope, put stamps on them, and send them in snail mail. Loved it. I used to write my grandparents letters all the time, constantly. I loved it. I wrote people letters all the time. I would write my kids letters before they were born. I would write them letters about what was going on in the world. Sorry, my finger is seriously hurting. I would write my kids letters and I put it in our photo albums behind pictures, and I've told them about them so that they know that when I pass away to find these letters. And then I stopped doing it for a long time, and I'm like, why? And of course, letters, I could still write letters, but do people like them? And I feel like, who wouldn't want a letter? That's something that someone decided to take their actual time and energy to sit down and use their actual hand with an actual writing utensil, knowing how to, try to put effort into spelling and punctuation and grammar. Not that you have to. You don't have to be formal in a letter. You can speak however you want to speak. But it's so personal. And it's something that you can keep. It's something physical, something that when that person passes away or moves away, you have that thing, that tangible thing, that thing that you can touch and look at and be like, wow, that person just seriously thought of me so much, thought so much of me that they sat down to write this. Or maybe it was a mean letter. Sometimes people write shitty letters and be like, you fucking son of a bitch. You piece of shit. There's that too. But hey, you do know that when they're thinking about you, they're here, they're really thinking of you. They either really love you, really care about you, really miss you, or really don't like you and really want to tell you off. But at any rate, they're feeling some emotions to the point that they're sitting down taking that time. And I did that all the time. I loved it. I loved writing letters. And Now I don't do that. And I'm terrible at keeping in touch with people that I love so much. I have friends that I have grown up with. Literally, I have a friend that I grew up with literally since the day they were born. I'm 5 months older than he is. And I called his grandparents, his biological grandparents, I called grandma and grandpa. His biological aunts and aunt and uncle, I called my aunts and uncle. I called his cousins my cousins. We all called each other that. I was family. They treated me like family. They helped raise me. They literally helped raise me. And they were always there for me. They never judged me. No matter what I did, they were always there. They would give me advice whether I wanted to hear it or not, always honest with me. And sometimes they were gentle and sometimes they were more blunt. It just depended, but they always told me the truth. They didn't just tell me what I wanted to hear. They told me when they felt that I was wrong and made a bad choice, and basically to be like, suck it up. You did this to yourself, don't cry about it. And I loved that. And yet I did a terrible job at keeping in touch with them. And they went out of their way, especially my Aunt Cindy went out of her way. Well, and my grandma and grandpa Garden and my cousin Richard, they all just go out of their way to help me and are there for me no matter what. And then I have friends that I have known since like fucking third grade, fourth grade, that I went to church with, that we would go to summer school church camps, summer school Bible day camps, and we would have lemonade stands together. And I would go with her and her parents out to Walla Walla together. And I spent like every single day with them. I went to church with them. We dressed up our dogs together. And I have another friend who I spent every moment with, and her parents helped look after me. And we would play Barbies together, and we would always hang out together. And her and her sister and I would play games, and we played bank together. And we would smoke pretend cigarettes, those candy cigarettes together, and pretend that we were bank tellers. And then it wasn't that we liked to play Barbies. We just liked to make the houses. We thought it was really fun to get like furniture. And it was more actually that we were into interior design. Both of us liked to make the floor plan. We loved to make the floor plan of where our Barbies lived. We would like even chop our Barbie's hair off and paint it with like fingernail polish to make them like punk. But like you have these friends, and then I have a stepsister. We've known each other since we were 5 years old, for God's sakes, and spent our whole lives together. And then we just drifted apart, and she has kids and I have kids. And, I would like to think of her as an aunt and me as an aunt. And yet we both did a poor job. I'm terrible at it. Like, how can you be so close with someone and share so much with people? You go through high school and you think, man, high school. And it really does shape you because these people come into your life at a major pivotal point in your life when your hormones are changing and everything's changing, and that a lot is going on when you're in junior high and high school. So, of course, these people are huge and important. And I've stayed friends with many people that I've known since elementary school, junior high, and high school. And I love that. And then you meet people as an adult and you love them and you think they're amazing. But somehow you just, I'll speak for myself. I just don't do well at keeping in contact. And there's a boatload of freaking psychology that goes into that. I've lost the majority of my family when I was really young. And the family that I did have, the ones that actually took care of me and cared about me, died when I was really young, leaving me with people that tried their best and I know loved me. I know they did. But, just kind of didn't always go about it in the right way. And I've had so many people that I've thought I could trust, that I thought would protect me, that I thought would be there for me, that weren't. So I just tend to not get close to people. It's the whole freaking textbook. Keep people at a distance, don't want to get hurt, don't trust people. I'm that textbook, I know, blah, blah, blah. Textbook, get it. And then there's also just that I get selfish with my time because I'm an only child and I don't really like to share my space. And sharing my time is something that I try to reserve for my family. And then as much as I love my friends, I'm trying to also put in time for me. So then it doesn't leave a lot left because then I have work and stuff and animals and everything. So then when I do have time left, I'm like, oh, I do love my friends so much. And I want to see my friends. And there are friends that, again, that they called me and they needed me because they did something, I would be right there, no questions asked. But in the interim, I do nothing. I just text. And texting, we're not from that generation. We're from the generation of long phone cords that get hung up over everything and being on the phone forever. My God, I had my own phone line. I was so freaking spoiled. I had my own phone line because my parents got sick and tired of the phone ringing 20,000 times, and it was never for them. It was always for me. So they were going to get me just, my own phone in my room. But again, it was really for them. It was for me. And they were cool enough to get me my own freaking phone line. And man, did I take advantage of it. I would stay up until all hours. One time I fell asleep talking to my friend that I called my brother, called my twin. He was someone that both of us, I walked with him at graduation, and then we had a huge falling out, and it was really sad. But anyway, we would stay up, and one day we were talking so late that poor guy, fell asleep on him, and then I was apparently talking in my sleep. So it was a whole thing. But, communication and that personal touch has just gone by the wayside, and it's sad because it also makes it where if someone is getting bullied and people are just now sitting around videotaping it and no one is actually intervening anymore, we're just looking at people as non-humans. We're detaching ourselves so much that now when people are being bullied, when animals are being bullied, when elderly or children are being bullied and harmed, physically harmed, beat up, and people are just videotaping. I'm like, wow, we've become so robotic and desensitized. It's like we've seen everything. How sad is that? How sad is it that people have just become so desensitized? That breaks my heart because this world is such an amazing, fantastic fucking place. Our bodies and how amazing our bodies are alone. The fact that I feel we do have the capacity to heal ourselves if we, not to sound like a big old hippie, but I don't care. I love the homeopathic stuff. And I think that our bodies really can heal themselves and at least, I feel like we have everything we need in nature. I feel like plants are here for some purpose. I don't think that there's a plant on this planet that is here for no reason. Even if it's a very minimal purpose, I think everything is on this earth for a reason. Even if it's just to irritate the shit out of us. I don't know. But it's for a reason. And I think it's sad that we don't realize just how amazing birds are. Just a bird, what a bird is capable of, what a dog is capable of learning, what a child is capable of learning. Watching just the weather, like lightning. I mean, lightning is fucking fascinating. Earthquakes are fascinating. They're devastating and they're sad, but it's fascinating what goes on behind it. And we just have become into technology, and we've taken all the personal stuff out of it. And I think that's a huge reason why we've had an increase in school shootings and bombings and stabbings and all that. We just don't see people as humans, as flesh and blood. And the fact that we cram vaccinations and we cram a lot of prescriptions instead of homeopathic stuff. And the fact that we don't have, a mom and a dad raising kids. And the fact that we don't get enough exercise or work, we have to get up and work hard and exercise our minds and our bodies. Because if we have enough time to go out and riot and destroy things, then we have too much time on our hands. We should be using that to work, to build, whether it's build for other people, build for people that build shelters for animals, build apartment complexes for veterans, whatever. But if you're using your hands to punch and you're using your hands to spray paint and vandalize things, there's got to be something else. Maybe you could learn a trade. Maybe you're clearly good with your hands. Let's use those hands for something else. Oh, it's just sad because we're not putting a little enough stock into our kids and our youth. We're just making them hate themselves and hate others. And we're just teaching them to be entitled and to not be appreciative of things. And it's just going downhill. And man, it's making people like me get on my soapbox and go off and do podcasts. It's keeping me up. And it's part parenting and it's part making sure there's counseling. It's like I said in my last podcast. And hey, if you've been listening to my podcast, thank you. Thank you so very much for taking that time out of your day when you could be doing so many other things. Sorry, I'm making noise here. You could be doing so many other things than listening to me put keys away. And you're not. You are taking the time to listen to me put my keys away instead of doing whatever it is you're going to do. Maybe you're on your way to or from work. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're doing something in your yard. I don't know. Whatever it is. I appreciate everybody from every country and from all walks of life. You are all welcome. Like I always try to give a little disclaimer, it is a free for all. Free for all. Ugh, that's a tongue twister for me. I make fun of everybody from all countries, all shapes and sizes, all walks of life, all religious backgrounds, sexual orientations, political affiliations, whatever you name it. So if you're okay with that, continue on. If not, I mean, hey, continue on also. You can keep listening. But I'm on a whirlwind of weird ass emotions and I'm not really sure where to go. I want to continue on my path of controlling what I can and fixing, the things that I can and letting go of the rest and continuing my head high and all of that. But like I said, it is a struggle sometimes. Sometimes you're just like, damn. Sometimes shit gets it gets difficult. Oh, son of a bitch. I went to go sit on my chair outside like a dumb shit and forgetting that it's like not metal, and it can get hot. And I went to lean back and yeah, all right. I'm just burning myself today. Sheesh. Anyway, what are you guys doing? Like who's struggling, who's not, who's rocking it out? I hope you're rocking it out. I hope more people are rocking it out than struggling, of course. And if you're on the struggle bus, man, how do we get off? Let's take the off ramp. Let's veer off. Wait, that sounded like I crashed. Don't crash. Don't crash. We don't want that. Let's just get off this ramp and work it out. Again, control what you can. Control. I want to be the one in control. Janet Jackson. In case you didn't know by my melodious, wonderful voice here, but I'm genuinely just rambling the fuck on right now. It really is ramblings of an insomniac because I am rambling for sure. I just kind of got on here lately and I've just been sort of winging it. And I need to hear from you. I need to know if that's good or to cut it out. Who said that on Full House? It was he passed away. Oh my gosh, why did I forget his name? He seemed so sweet and so cool. Oh, Full House. Oh no, it wasn't him. It was not Joey. The comedian guy, the guy that played the comedian. The guy that played the comedian with the blonde hair. Cut it out. Oh my God, I can't think. Wow, dementia. It's real. Holy crap. I'll think of both. I'll think of it in the middle of the night. I'll think of it and I'll get up and I'll be like, yes. And then we'll do a whole podcast about it. So, hey, send me an email if you know the answer. Send me an email letting me know if you want me to continue, if I should stop. Should I just stop doing it? I don't know. Let me know what I could fix, what I could do. And if you're going to say get a studio, oh, I know. I definitely need to do that for sure. Yes, I agree. but I don't know if I'm going to anytime soon. So you can suggest it. And I am aware that I should get a studio. I'm aware that I should do this in front of a camera kind of thing. I need to try it out. I know. But if you email me, maybe if there's more listeners, then I will do that. Right? If I get more listeners, then maybe I will do the actual podcast where you can. Not that, why would you want to see my face though? Ooh. And plus, it's not like I hide my face. I do videos that I put on YouTube and Instagram and my Facebook page and all of that. And I keep saying Twitter, but on X. So, I mean, you could check me out on those social medias. And again, you can tell everybody, right? The more people you have listened that you tell about my podcast, the more that you spread the news that, hey, this chick, she's great. You should check her out. Then maybe I will get better quality and I'll make it more like a studio. Oh, bless you. Schnitzels. So, but for those of you who are listening now, I super duper duper appreciate it. Means the world to me. It doesn't go unnoticed. I notice it. I see it. I see you. I see you. And I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And until next time.